Jungkook's arrival at Incheon International Airport this afternoon marks the long-awaited return of the BTS magnate after undergoing an extensive recovery process that has had the world eagerly waiting. Jungkook's decision to return to South Korea from the United States after medical treatment and evaluation has excited BTS's fanbase, ARMY, to the point where the airport was overwhelmed by the crowds and support from fans. Although his arrival was intended to be kept secret for security and tranquility. The truth is that thousands of fans had already suspected his return and were eagerly awaiting his arrival at the airport. The strict security measures were unable to contain the enthusiasm of ARMY, who flocked to the airport from all directions, filling every corner with cheers and support. Airport staff and security were overwhelmed by the huge crowds that poured in. Jungkook arrived under tight security, escorted by a military transport vehicle to ensure his movement remained safe. As he stepped off the plane, he was quickly moved to the prepared vehicle, maintaining distance from the crowd of fans who had hoped to catch a glimpse of him. Despite efforts to keep the event discreet, ARMY could not contain their excitement. Some fans managed to capture images and videos of the event, which spread quickly across social media platforms. Not only in Korea but worldwide, news of Jungkook's arrival became the main topic of discussion, sparking heated debates about his health and military service status. It wasn't just ARMY who warmly welcomed Jungkook's return, as other BTS members were also present to greet their long-missed member. V, one of BTS's most charismatic members, was seen full of energy as he enthusiastically welcomed Jungkook. Upon seeing Jungkook, V immediately clapped and showed his deep happiness. This gesture emphasized the strong bond and camaraderie shared between the BTS members. Despite Jungkook's long time away for recovery, he is now back to continue his treatment in Korea, and V appeared genuinely happy to welcome him back home. This heartfelt moment moved many fans, further deepening their admiration for the close-knit relationship among the group. Of course, Jungkook's arrival was not just about the excitement, but also the extraordinary security measures in place. Given Jungkook's status as one of the biggest stars in the world, airport officials and military personnel worked tirelessly to ensure everything remained under control. Despite this, the overwhelming enthusiasm of ARMY proved difficult to contain. Extra security measures were implemented across the airport, with military personnel on standby to ensure the facility's safety. Still, even with maximum security, the massive crowd of fans remained hard to control. Many fans were screaming and trying to get closer to capture the moment, some even trying to get a closer look at their idol, despite the restrictions. Meanwhile, news about Jungkook's military status continues to be a hot topic among ARMY and the media. Prior to his return, many speculated whether Jungkook's homecoming would lead to any changes regarding his military obligations, which has been a matter of great interest both in South Korea and internationally. While there is speculation about possible exemptions or suspensions, the South Korean authorities have remained tight-lipped. Jungkook, who had previously undergone medical evaluations abroad, returned to Korea in much better physical condition. However, military officials are still reluctant to provide official information on whether he will resume his military duties or be granted a medical exemption. This decision is crucial as it could set a precedent for future military exemptions, especially for public figures facing extraordinary circumstances like Jungkook. In response to the uncertainty surrounding Jungkook's military service, ARMY members from around the world have launched online campaigns urging authorities to prioritize his physical and mental well-being over his military duties. Petitions calling for his release or medical exemption have collected hundreds of thousands of signatures, further intensifying global pressure on the South Korean government. These protests are not only happening in South Korea but have spread internationally, with fans from various countries organizing demonstrations and campaigns on social media. The international community continues to closely follow this case, with mainstream media providing regular updates on the ongoing situation. Political analysts suggest that the South Korean government is in a tough position, as any decision regarding Jungkook could have significant public and political consequences. At present, Jungkook remains under medical supervision at a military hospital in South Korea, where various tests and medical evaluations are being conducted to assess his physical and mental condition. The results of these tests will be a determining factor in whether he will be allowed to continue his military service or be granted a medical exemption. The decision regarding Jungkook's future remains pending, and while much speculation is circulating, military officials have yet to make an official statement. The international community, especially Army, continues to monitor the developments with the hope that Jungkook's health and well-being will be prioritized. The news of Jungkook's arrival, which was so dramatic and emotional, seems to contain all the elements that could make anyone feel touched, confused, or even shaken. However, behind this heartfelt story, there are several big questions that need to be answered. Are we really seeing reality? Or is this just a fabricated sensation designed to capture media attention? Many of us naturally want to believe that what we read is the truth. But in a world that moves so quickly and is filled with distorted information, we must become more critical and careful. And one question that often arises is the relevance and importance of this news. Jungkook is one of the BTS members who has a huge influence, not only in South Korea, but also globally. His personal and professional life always captures the attention of many people, especially the fans who feel very connected to him. However, in a media world full of hype and dramatization, we must ask, is the news about Jungkook's arrival really about his health and well-being, or is it more about creating a moment that attracts attention from the media? What happens with media phenomena around celebrities like Jungkook often has a certain purpose: to attract attention, boost popularity, or even stir up a situation to draw in more people. But of course, Army and BTS fans worldwide care deeply about Jungkook's health and support him fully. But we also need to think about the possibility that some parts of the story may have been polished for a specific purpose. Let's not forget that BTS itself is a global phenomenon that has a management team, agency, and media working hard to create the perfect image for this group. In a world full of competition and the need for buzz, questions about how much of this story we can trust are extremely relevant. The use of military transport to carry Jungkook from the airport to the hospital and the tight security surely sparked curiosity. But what seems like very important security steps could actually be part of a media strategy to maintain tension and create a more dramatic story. One of the most talked about topics is the speculation surrounding Jungkook's military service status. Articles discussing the potential exemption or postponement of his military duty have certainly drawn attention, especially from BTS fans who are deeply concerned about their idol's well-being. However, we must be cautious with such news. Are we really seeing an accurate depiction of this event? Or are we being shown a story that's been polished to attract greater attention? Ultimately, we all need to be aware that news and information often come with hidden intentions, whether it's to inform, entertain, or even manipulate public opinion. As consumers of media, we must be able to distinguish between reality and sensationalism, between hoaxes and facts.
So, what do you think?
Is this event truly reflecting reality, or is it just part of a bigger media game?